Everyone's talking about using AI for ads. But here's the problem, guys. Most people just use ChatGPT and say, hey, write me an ad for this thing. And do you know what happens, guys? They end up with garbage, bland creatives, not knowing how to use ChatGPT correctly, and not knowing the tools in order to finesse your creatives using ChatGPT. But guys, I'm going to show you an exact process to show you how we create those static ads that actually convert using ChatGPT. It's a step-by-step, real-life client example. We show you exactly how we did it with ChatGPT and the finished product. You know how to do it for yourself. What's going on there, guys? It's Jerry coming back at you with a brand new video. And today, here's the tension, guys. AI isn't the magic solution that most people think it is, okay? Left on its own, for example, is just cookie-cutter content that just doesn't sell, guys. It doesn't create ads that actually sell. But used the right way, it becomes a creative engine, though. It's going to fuel your business and drive growth for the bottom line of your business. In this video, I'm putting back the workthrough on exactly how we do that. As agencies use ChatGPT to create image ads and how we fine-tune them to get the best results for our clients. In the end, you'll see the entire workflow, so you know how we started, what we did, and how we developed the process to create these ads, and how we fine-tuned them to deliver great results for our clients. I want to show you exactly how you can create this for your own business. And this walkthrough will show you exactly how, guys. So stick around, guys. We're going to get into it today. So, guys, by the end of today, you will learn why most AI-generated ads fail and how to fix it. The step-by-step GPT workflow that we use for our clients. How to translate those customer personas into hooks and visuals that actually work. The exact prompts we use for ChatGPT to create multiple designs for ads. How we use the competitor inspiration to emulate, and a repeatable system that lets you work from a blank slate to create highly converting ads for your business or your clients. So guys, grab your coffees and grab your hats. It's time to spin up some ad magic. Woo! So guys, we're here. I'm super excited today, guys, to show you this live demonstration, this live walkthrough as we go and create to run ads for a localized event. And I'm going to show you exactly how we created image ads using ChatGPT. Okay, so super cool, guys. I'm super excited today to walk you through this. This is amazing technology. Obviously, the AI space is constantly evolving. And today, I'm going to show you how you can generate highly converting ads using ChatGPT in next to no time, which will save you money, save you time, and everything else. Guys, I'm so excited to show you this today. Okay, guys, first of all, we need to look at the customer, guys. Okay, so every single business should have the customer in the heart of its business making decisions. We make things for customer. A business exists for a customer, and we need to have customers in the heart of our decision making. So first of all, guys, we're going to start with our customer persona. Now, this is not a video on how we craft customer personas. Again, there's a certain way that we do this that is highly converting. That means that we're not just creating a psychoanalysis or psychographic, that we're tapping in to the 5 main key pillars of leverage of decision making and psychology within advertising. Okay, here this is based on a book by Adele Revella. Okay, I'm going to stick it again on here, and I'm going to make a whole video on how we make customer personas from scratch using this methodology. Okay, I'm going to show you that in another video, guys. But for today, this is not what this video is about. Okay, this video is saying that you might already have a customer persona model. So this is what a customer persona model can look like. Okay, this isn't the one that we're going to be working on today. I'm going to be drawing up a customer persona model right now. I'm going to be drawing up a customer persona model. Okay, that is in line with the project that we have been briefed with. This is an example customer persona model, but I'm going to now create a new one for this particular project. Okay, and guys, this is the customer persona that we have. We're just targeting one main customer psychographic at the moment because they are the key decision makers. Okay, we only have a small budget for this campaign, so you want to put all your eggs in the basket of which people are going to convert the highest. Okay, so you're going to have a key target demographic. There might be multiple personas that do buy from you, but if 60%, 70% of sales come from one target demo, okay, put your eggs in those baskets, guys. Okay, obviously into the additional 30-40% trying to capture other traffic, but that is the point of leverage here, guys. If 60 to 70% of your customers are coming from one target base, then put all of your eggs in that basket if your resources are low and your money is finite, which is exactly what we're going to do here. We've got this psychoanalysis, okay, and we're going to go through right now, guys, how we use this in order to make ads. Okay, so this is step number 1, guys. You need to look at your customer, look at who they are, okay, because now we can use this in order to find out what pain points we're looking to solve, find out how we can position ourselves as a solution, find out any objections this customer persona might have. Okay, these persona models can get even better, okay, if you use CRM data. Okay, if you use and import your CRM data from your existing client base, there'll be lots and lots of information out there, and we can use that CRM, we can make it anonymous, and then we can use that CRM data to compile some of these customer persona models as well. So this is another tip and trick for you guys, okay, which I'd highly recommend doing to make sure that you're tapping into the target, to the customers that are currently driving action to your business. You want to have more of those people. So you want to use the CRM data, if you have any CRM data, to inform your decision and create these models so you can see who the customers truly are, okay? And what we also like to do is put a little headshot so we can always think and look at the person that we're trying to target and try and visualize those people in the heart of our decisions. Okay, guys, I'm going to go through now the next step of what we need to do, because now we have our customer persona model drawn up. Now we now start thinking about which particular angles will work well, and then start drafting some designs out and then creating some designs, okay? But we also need to look at what competitors are doing and to see what kind of designs are already out there, okay? So we need to do a bit of competitor analysis. We need to have a look on the ad libraries to see which ads have been running the longest, therefore will probably give us an indication that they are pretty successful. Okay, so we need to look at some existing designs, and we're going to go through step by step, guys, every single thing right now. So guys, now that we have our customer persona drilled down, okay, now we want to have a look to see what kind of ads are already out there promoting this type of event or this type of product. And in this particular instance, we're advertising a localized event, an Oktoberfest, okay, in a specific town. So we want to see what kind of other Oktoberfest ads out there, okay? This will give us a good understanding and some design basics and some design templates that we can emulate targeting our new customer persona, okay? So we're going to go to the meta ad library, and I'm going to look to see what kind of other ads are being used to advertise Oktoberfest. And then I'm going to collate a group of designs I really, really like. Okay, so let's go through some of these. If any of you have ever used the meta ad library before, you'll be very used to this. You just type in your keyword here, you type in your location and what kind of ads you want to see. And here we can see all of the different ads, all of the different pages and all the different companies in the whole world are running around Oktoberfest. Okay, so we can have a little look here. We can get inspired by certain designs. Okay, what are people using in their ads? What kind of imagery is being used and all those kind of nice things. So we're going to just have a look through here, and then I'm going to collate a group of designs that I think are working really well. Again, a top trick here, guys, is to scroll down, okay? Because typically what you'll see is that the older ads that are running the longest are the ones that are probably having the biggest impact because they're still driving results. So have a look here. It says started running on. So a lot of these ads were all created today. Scroll down the ad library to see and to have a look at other active ads that are still on that are older. Okay, you'll know that these are good performing ads, and these are some of the designs that we want to emulate because we know they work. If you have quite a large selection, what you can do here is go to filters, and then you can choose certain dates. If you'd like to have a look at what ads were running last month and that are still active, you can choose those from the select dates here. So that's another tip and trick for you guys in the meta ad library. So guys, here is my selection of nice designs that I like for this particular, that we can potentially emulate. Here are some nice performing ads that work well for other companies. It has that really nice authentic feel, I think, as well, to the thing that we are trying to promote. In this instance, obviously, Oktoberfest. So this is really cool. Now we have some designs to emulate. Okay, now we're going to go back to ChatGPT because we're going to go back to the chat where we built our customer persona models, and we're going to go and revisit that. We're going to build on those things because now we have the customer personas. We have some designs that we like to emulate. We're going to feed that information along with the event details, or in this instance, the product, the service that you're trying to sell. We're going to feed that also into ChatGPT so that it has a good understanding as to what ads can work at different levels of the funnel, guys. Okay, we're going to be producing ads at different levels of the funnel here. That's the intention of this video. So we're going to be dissecting this and building on it. So really, really exciting, guys. So what you want to do is you want to export your customer persona as a PDF, okay, and then you're going to import it into GPT. You're just going to drag and drop the file. And here is the prompt that we'll be using, guys. I'm going to make this come on the screen so you can read it yourself as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this prompt along with the customer persona model that we have already. We're going to download this as a PDF. So we're going to press download, and we're going to download that as a PDF, and then we're going to use that in our ChatGPT prompt. We're going to import the PDF along with the prompt that will allow us to generate some interesting hooks and angles for the thing that we're trying to do. So here is the finished version of the customer persona who we'll be targeting. What are some interesting hooks and angles that we can use in our ads to get then the customer persona name to, and then what it is you're trying to sell, the service, the product, or the event, or whatever it is that you're trying to sell, you put that in afterwards. So in this case, to purchase tickets to the Oktoberfest event, which is running in their local area through Meta Ads. Write me your top 5 best examples. Thank you so much. Then we're going to import our PDF, which is this one right here. We've just saved it in. We're going to drag and drop it into the ChatGPT so that GPT also has this as the final version of the customer persona. And then we're going to prompt it. So we're going to hit prompt. And what's going to happen, guys, it's going to generate us a bunch of different hooks and angles. It's going to generate us our top 5 angles here. So we have a list of different angles that we could use to get this particular customer persona to get to this event. We're looking at different angles and hooks, and I really like some of these that GPT has given us. Okay, so not just another pub night out. Okay, Flights are not required for this event. Okay, so typically Oktoberfest is in Germany. Get the lads together. Okay, again, we're looking at the customer persona and using terminology like lads. Okay, because that is who our target market is and will resonate well with that terminology. We've got scarcity and urgency, and we've got the local pride and a big night out angle. These are really interesting resonant angles depending on the customer that we can use to get that particular customer to the event. Okay, if the DVD doesn't have this information yet, we did have this information of what we are doing. Okay, when we created the customer persona. So the idea of the Oktoberfest campaign was created in the customer persona itself, but you need to feed GPT details of the event. Okay, that's why you can see here, for example, some of the additional details of the event. Okay, if it's not bringing out the details of here, and if not, guys, here is the prompt that we can use. Okay, what I'd recommend is using this prompt. So again, I was going to come up with the screen, but here are the details of the event we'll be hosting, in which we will need to create some ads to advertise. Is there anything mentioned here that we can include in the hooks and angles? Okay, so here, what I do here is go to the landing page of which we're trying to advertise. Okay, and then just copy and paste the information on that landing page. Okay, it has all of the different information of the event in there, and then you paste it into GPT along with this prompt, so it has more understanding of the details. Okay, we've already done that in this when I was creating the customer persona models. Okay, we're creating the customer persona models for this campaign, so it's in the customer persona models. That's why you can see here tickets just £10, you know, some USPs of the event, etc., because GPT has that understanding. Okay, I've already trained it with that understanding. But if you haven't trained it on the understanding yet, you can use that prompt in order to give it the details that it needs of the event, so it knows the USPs and the specifics of the event of which to advertise. We have done that already, so that's why here the suggestions that it's giving us is very in tune with the USPs and the things that people expect from the events. For example, steins, benches, bands, and beers. All for a tenner. Okay, that's the ticket price. ChatGPT knows that. Okay. Now that we have our hooks, angles, and themes and messaging, guys, we can go and start to drill down and ask GPT to expand on some of these things, right? And then we can create ads in GPT itself based on some of those hooks and angles, okay? So it's a point of flow. We need to go down, we need to work with GPT to give us ideas and then create some design templates and then go and create the design, okay? So we need to follow a flow here, guys, and this is the flow that we are using. I'm not saying one flow is right with the other, guys. Honestly, it's very much down to you. This is how I'm currently doing it with this demo. Okay, very interesting to see how the output of this particular methodology. So that's why I'm also excited to bring you guys, because I think this is super, super cool. Okay, so the next thing we need to know, guys, we're going to use this prompt in this particular instance. Okay, so we now need to make image graphic ads for this and then insert the project name, targeting, and then this customer persona using the hook. And then here we're going to use one of these hooks, okay, one of these themes. In this particular example, we're going to start with number one, not just another pub night. In this prompt, I'm going to put here are some competitor ads that have been working well that we can emulate. This is why I'm using design example that I researched in the meta ad library, and we're going to use those here so that GPT can start thinking about this within the design concepts as well. What are some graphic design concepts that will work well for this ad? So we're taking one theme here and then we're drilling down. So I'm going to fill in these gaps here. Okay, so here I have my ad designs. Okay, and then I have my prompt, and I'm just going to drag and drop my ad designs into this. And now we have the finished prompt here. And we're just going to ask GPT for some design concepts. Again, we're not going to ask it to draw anything yet. We're just going to drill down and to see what some design concepts could be for this. Okay, so I'm just going to hit play and see what it generates. Okay, guys, so for that one particular theme, it's now generated us some interesting design concepts or graphic concepts for ads. So here, them versus us, or this versus that. Okay, pub versus Oktoberfest, split screen ad. Okay, really like that. Stein as the hero, close up of a massive Stein with condensation taking center stage. Bold, cheeky headline, bigger than your local pint, better than your local night. Love that. We have here experience, guys. So here we have the 30 friends laughing, Hammerschlagen, pretzels and bratwurst, etc. One night, every pint-sized story, not your local pub. So, and here's some other ones. Big bench. Okay, love this. And scarcity and nightlife hybrid, darkened nightlife style background, and tagline, not just another pub light. This is some of the things, and then this is some of the suggestions, and here's some additional design notes to keep in mind. Okay, so typography, tone, CTA, and colors. So really, really nice, guys. Okay, cool. Now GPT has understood what some different design and graphic concept. Okay, now we need to ask it to make those, right? And now it's the fun part, guys. Now we can use ChatGPT to start creating us image ads. And for this, guys, we're going to start off. I'm really interested in the this versus that ad design. This is an ad design template that works really, really well. Us versus them, this versus that. Before versus after, I guess, as well, if you wanted to call it that. And we're going to start off with the number one. So the prompt here that you're going to use, and I'm going to attach it on the screen again. So can you generate design number and then fill in the gap? So can you generate design number one? Now let's see what it comes up with, guys. Now it's going to be image ad that it's going to generate based on the things that we have given it, based on all of the examples. It's going to generate us an image ad that's highly resonant to our customer persona. Okay, so he does. And here it comes, guys. It's slowly loading and it's slowly generating. It's exciting. And here is the image that is generated, guys. Really cool, really nice. You see here, this is the before versus after, us versus them, this versus that design. Here we have the pub, and here we have nice, lively Oktoberfest scene. And as we can see here, the difference this versus that. Do you want just another pub night, or do you want to have something special? Here we got Oktoberfest Congleton, and then tickets £10. Now the things that are missing from here are, for example, the logo, some additional details of the event, but this isn't finished, guys. We're going to take this design and we're going to edit it. Next design, guys, because the idea here is we're going to generate a bunch of designs, and all of these designs we can A/B test against each other, okay, to see what's going to work. And we want to create some more designs before we go into the next step, which is the editing stage. So we're going to generate a bunch of designs here, and then I'm going to show you how we edit these designs in a tool called Canva. And this is not a sponsored video, but we use Canva in order to edit this content. So I'm going to show you how to do that afterwards. But first, we're going to generate some new designs. So now we're going to say, thanks GPT, can you generate me design number 2? So for this prompt, you're going to say, thank you, that's amazing. Can you generate me design number 2, please? The design number 2, if you remember, is the Stein as a hero theme. Okay, so what we can do here is we can ask GPT to generate this Stein as a hero design. Okay, and then we can see the type of design that it's going to have. And then we can evaluate whether or not we have conviction in whether or not this ad might work. So it's just generating, guys, sizes and things. So from that first design that we asked GPT to make, we now need to make sure it's applicable in all of the different placements. Right, guys, so after some time, now we have generated all of our images. This is what they all look like. Okay, I've put them in a collection here into Canva. This is not a sponsored video for Canva, but I just wanted to put all of the designs together for you so you can see as a collective all of the different styles, the designs, and the sizes that we have been focusing on. Okay, so here we can see the finished design for not just another pub night, the this versus that, us versus them. We've got bigger than your local plate, bigger than your local night. Really, really cool. These are all part of the same theme. This one, and this one, all part of the same theme, which is not just another pub night. And that's what these 3 different designs are encompassing. Now here is the USP design. So looking at specifically what will make this event awesome, looking at all of the different aspects of the event, using that as a sales technique to say, hey, you don't want to miss this because look at what's going on here. Okay, this is the USP. This is USP based content, or what makes you special, or what makes you the solution to these things. Okay, list them out. You can list them out in your creatives. But guys, before we get anywhere else and you're new here, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss any more important updates. We are here best after the week to help business owners, online advertisers, and digital marketeers get the best from the online advertising, paid media, and digital marketing strategy. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. This design here is around getting the lads together, okay? So again, looking at our customer persona and saying, hey, what kind of messaging works well for him? We're bringing the lads together, doing something with the boys, we're doing something with the girls, we're doing something with your friends, okay? This is a good hook for them to get them involved, okay? So this is tapping into that, again, using similar visual cues that are very easily to recognize, okay? Big steins, okay? And then this was what was in our original competitor design. So this is some things that ChatGPT has emulated. And here, guys, is some ugly ad designs, like just toying around and saying, hey, what other ad designs can we try here? Can we try some ugly ad designs? Like kind of post-it notes work really, really well. I really like this one. And then the ugly ad design of the iMessage or the WhatsApp message communications. They are scroll stoppers, guys. They break the pattern, or they are pattern interrupt for the social feeds. And that is why ugly ads are actually really, really powerful, because they break the routine. You don't necessarily think that ads unless you actually look closely. So they are pattern interrupt and they're great at grabbing attention. So have a little play around with ugly ads and what ChatGPT recommends there. And these are great because we don't need to create different sizes for this. These are actually applicable in all of the different sizes already. I've added it into the ad manager, so we just need that one size, and that's really good because we can have auto placements on in that ad set, and it can crop it up into all the different placements without us having to create different versions or different sizes like we have done here, okay, with the other ads. Now, finally, we have some countdown content, right? In the lead up to the event, we want to sell more tickets and we want to increase the budget, okay, to tap into those last minute sales. Typically, your tickets is when you're going to get the biggest increase in sales, okay? So we also have some bottom of the funnel style content to those people that have already visited the landing page but haven't purchased, okay? We're using the event in a couple of weeks, in the 2 to 3 weeks in the lead up to the event. We'll add in some of these creatives to incentivize, to use scarcity, okay, and all of this urgency messaging to drive action with the customer, okay, people who have visited the landing page already. So I'm going to go through the exact funnel, what I would recommend for this, because it's a very low value product. As you can see here, £10 for a ticket, so very low value product. So we need to get the conversion campaign straight in, we need to get that sale, and we need to retarget anybody who has dropped off. Okay, really, really simple funnel. But because it's a really low value product, we don't need to reinvent the wheel, guys. Okay, we've got a really simple funnel. We've got a conversion campaign, a conversion sales campaign, and then retargeting with another sales conversion campaign with slightly different messaging to anybody who's visited the landing page and showed interest. Okay, then we're retargeting them with some new messaging, guys. And I'm going to go through exactly what we're going to do now. Okay, because now, guys, we have these ads. I still don't like them. The reasons that I don't like them is because they're not very on palettes using here. We have a lot of different color palettes that ChatGPT has used here, which is fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the platform Canva. Again, it's not a sponsored video, but we're going to use Canva, edit these images and these ads to make them hyper specific to the client. You might want to change some wording. You might want to add the logos on there. You might want to change some of the text. Okay. And this is the great thing about Canva, guys, is you might say, okay, like, how do we change this one image? Well, with Canva, what we can do is select text. It uses AI to pick out the text from the image so you can play around with it. At the moment, it's just one image that ChatGPT has generated. But with Canva, you can break out the individual elements and you can edit them around. And that's exactly what we want to do here, because these are not the final finished products, okay, of the ads. They are okay, but they are not 10x ads, guys. So if you want to run some 10x ads, we need to make sure that we have additional design branding elements built in. They're not necessary for the ugly ads, of course. It really depends on the client and how important branding is to them, how important the brand guidelines is to their business, okay, because you want to really adhere and respect to that. But that's another really important thing to remember, guys, is that really nice, polished, branded ads don't always work well, okay? So sometimes you might want to have a rough and ready ad that you just test up, okay? Maybe you just want to try one of these ads just as it is to see what kind of results you get. And you might find, actually, that it gets pretty good results, right? And this additional work that we're putting in now to finalize these ads, to add in the branding, to finalize the compositions, everything else, that additional takes resources. And as we go through now, I'm going to show you exactly how some of this stuff works, so how we can edit these ChatGPT designs in a platform like Canva. And I'm going to show you the output of some highly nicely designed and the final finished product of those. Again, I'm not really super happy, but guys, comment down below if you think these are good, if you would be happy to run these, and what you think from the new ads that we're going to create now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up each of these in Canva, and then I'm going to start editing them. Okay, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how to edit these image ads on Canva, okay, that ChatGPT generates. So I've got a new Canva project here, and I've uploaded all the 3 different designs for this USP based creative, okay, and I've added them, and I've got all the 3 different dimensions here: the square, the tool video, and the story/reels mobile dimensions. Okay, I've got that one here as well. So when we look at them all together, we'll be able to see the different designs, and this makes it very easy that we can create one design, and then we can transfer some of the same designing and branding and styling elements across all the different designs. Now, there is a number of things that I would like to reinforce here, guys. Okay, number 1, these designs, if you want to brand them or design them with better designs, will need heavy editing. You won't actually realize how much editing this will take. But guys, I'm going to go through how we're going to edit this, okay, and the things that I would pay attention to. So number 1, okay, what I really like about this image is that it has the authenticity of that kind of Bavarian pattern in the background, right? Very on trend, on brand for an Oktoberfest, okay? Very easily to recognize that this is for Oktoberfest, especially partnered with the little character bear. I like the little character bear, right? It's not as clear what it is, and I kind of like the bear drinking the beer from the Stein here, a little bit more. This one, we're looking a little bit surprised, okay? So we have a few different bear designs, and out of the 3 different bear designs, what we can do is we can extract the bear and choose which bear we want out of all 3, right? And then maybe we want to have the same bear for all 3 designs, right? To make sure that we A/B test it. Or you want to have different bears for the different designs, for the different sizes. Okay, now, so how to extract the bear? As you can see, all of this is just one image right now, right? Not very good, because we want to be able to extract the bear and then edit the bear. So what we're going to do here, we're going to press edit, and we're going to scroll down to the other side here, and we're going to press magic grab. And what it's going to do, it's going to analyze the image, and then it's going to say, hey, here's some things that you can pull out. And what we're going to do is to select the thing that we want to pull out, right? So we want to pull out the bear, and we want to press grab. Okay, and what it's going to do is going to extract the bear. It's going to use AI to build out the background of it. Okay, it doesn't do a great job, if I'm quite honest, but you know, it's still extracting the bear. Now what we can do, see here, is move the bear around, right, from the image, separate from the image. And as you can see, what's behind the bear, it has tried to reconstruct the pattern, but isn't very accurate. So we might still need to use the bear here to kind of cover up that pattern. So we do have limited spaces of what we can do with the bear. But this is one of the great things and tools around Canva, guys. We can do this with text as well, right? So this particular image has a lot of text on it. And if you want to edit the text and just edit the text, okay, again, press edit here, press grab text. You press grab text, it's going to analyze the image and understand where the text on the image is. And then it's going to give you a few different options. And then you just need to select the text of which you want to change. It is super, super simple on Canva to do and edit some of these things, okay? This is now the additional work, the additional design work, okay? If ChatGPT generates an image ad that you're not too happy with and you do want to change it, this is how you do that, guys. Okay, so as you can see here, it's analyzed the image. It said, okay, this whole block of text can be edited. Sometimes you can grab different parts of the text from different images, but it's just selecting this one. So we're going to select that one. We're going to press grab here. It's selected that all text because all the text on the image is recognized that. And here, look, guys, now what we can do is we can edit the text, again, separate from the image. What it does do is leave the image background, really, and is extracted, and the default for what it has been extracted from. So now we can change the text. It hasn't mapped out the exact font, okay, or the exact layout, but what we can do now is we can change the text. So if there was a spelling mistake here, for example, we wanted to change it, or we wanted to say, okay, now it's a £20 ticket, we can change that, okay? And we can change that directly by lifting it out of the image using Canva, okay? So that's what we need to do now. And what we need to do now is go through all of the different design aspects, okay, and think through what we might want to do here. In this case, okay, because it's a kind of off-white, it seems like a bit brown almost. If you can see these kind of colors, it's not too fresh, it's not too crisp. I much prefer to have a nice whitish kind of background. So here's some of the things that we're going to be kind of thinking through, right? I'm just going to reduce this text size for now. We're going to look at this shortly where we can put that. We're going to order that text very, very specifically in a moment. We also want to put the logo on, the brand logo, the Oktoberfest logo for the company. But first, we want to kind of unpack and unpick some of these design aspects, right? Because here, the thing that we really, really liked was the Bavarian style. The thing that we don't like about this is, one, obviously, as we lifted things out of the image, we still have the default back components of the background of that image. And I think that it's slightly off-white, so it's not really perfect, right? So what we can do potentially here is, using Canva, is taking a look and see if we can replace some of these things and rebuild it a little bit, right? The annoyances of some of the ChatGPT ad image generation is that we still need to fine-tune some of these creators if we want to be hyper specific. So here, there's a couple of things that we can do. One, we can change the image itself, okay? So you go to edit here, then you go to adjust. And what we could do is, if we wanted to make the white whiter, we wanted to bring out the crispness of the background a little bit, okay, we could play around with some of these settings here to bring out the whiteness in the white. Okay, that's making it kind of go from that little bit of brown to a little bit whiter, it's a bit crisper. Okay, I like that a little bit more. But because we still have this dark blue section here from where the text was overlaid, okay, what I'd quite like to do is create our own kind of section where we can overlay this text. What I'm going to do is kind of remove this whole background, see if I can find a Bavarian pattern background that we can use instead, and I'm going to try and recreate this a little bit. Okay, so I found a little design here. Okay, this is the one on Canva, and what we're going to do is we're going to use this. This is really nice and crisp. Obviously, it's using the same pattern. We're getting inspired from the original ChatGPT image, and what we're doing now is we're saying, okay, what is it within the ChatGPT image? Maybe it was the composition, okay, maybe it was the way the text was laid out and things like this. Now what we want to do is want to use some of the additional branding elements, okay, some of the things from the brand itself, okay, and we want to upgrade this, guys. Okay, so this is the size number 1, this is the size number 2, and this one again isn't very great because, as you can see here, it doesn't actually reach the sides, right? It actually gets cut off, right? When we expand it to its fullest potential, so it's the right dimensions, it gets cut off, as you can see here, guys, right? Just about makes it. So I might need to play around with this a little bit. I'm going to report back what these look like, guys. And the final size for this design is this one again, and it doesn't really fit in very nicely. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of rejigging here, guys. Not going to lie, like ChatGPT has done a good job in giving us a baseline kind of template of what we can now adjust and edit, but there's a lot of editing to do, right? From what I can see. So this is one of the designs, okay? And what we're going to do is I'm going to go through every single design, okay? And then the final finished versions and the upgraded versions of those, okay? So stick around, guys. Okay, guys, now we have all the original designs in Canva. We're going to go through and I'm going to show you the final edited versions. Okay, guys, these are the images that ChatGPT generated as a reminder. Now I'm going to go through some of the finished designs. Okay, so remember this design. Okay, the USP design, guys. We've extracted the bear here, the bear drinking the bear. We've added in some pinks and some blues because they're very on brand. Okay, we actually kept in the off-white because it has a bit more of an authentic feel, but we have very white-based text and a white-based logo and a white-based call to action with the dates. Okay, so this is the square design for this particular image ad. We've got the tool design for this image ad, okay? And then we have the mobile-based ad, okay? So this is what the final version looks like. Again, as you can see here, we've added in the logo. We've played around with the bear. We've chosen one bear. We've got the logos in there. We've got the logo of the event and some specific USPs and then the call to action, okay? So from the initial design, this is how we have changed it. Now let's move on to the next design, guys. Not just another pub night, this versus them style ad creative. We didn't need to do too much editing here. We did need to do some because the placements weren't correct. Okay, so we've done a little bit of adjusting, okay, but this is what the final ads look like. As you can see here, we've added in an additional text block to fill this in. This is the story. This is what it will look like on stories. Okay, so we've added that bit in. We've added in the date as well, because that's something that GPT did not add in. So we've added that into the date. Now it has a nice flow to the viewability of this ad. Okay, so these are all the different dimensions again, and this is what the final ad looks like. Okay, we'll be happy to run this, and we'll be running this as the test. Now for this design, guys, what we did do here is that we changed some of the colors, because the colors that GPT generated were a bit brown. Okay, there was a bit, it was slightly had a tint of brown, right? So we tinkered around with the colors a little bit, tried to sort of align the color palette across this design, and as you can see here, the final design has the branding of the blue and the pink. And because this didn't work as a full story image, as a full mobile ad, that we had to add in an additional block text. We got a gradient on there to add some color depth into the design, and then we have the blue from the brand and the pink from the brand. So we used the initial design and then added to it to try and make it work in this mobile field, and then collectively this is what they look like. I really like this ad. We then have the more scarcity based designs. Okay, like I said, when the different funnels, and I'm going to go through how we're going to use some of these ads in the different funnels. As you can see, what we did here is that we extracted the beer as the main image. We added canvas Bavarian gradient. We got a shape here with a gradient color. We've got the logos, the dates, and the call to actions, and then the key urgency-based messaging, 70% sold out. I've also adapted these creatives, and I'm going to show you all the different designs in a moment, guys, so you can see collectively what they all look like. And then also, very similar to that design, on the theme of getting lads together, okay, tables are shaking, lads are waiting. Okay, this design here, again, we've expanded it in the design for different placements, a couple of different aspects, a couple of different pieces of information. And the things that we changed here was that the text is actually the same. We had to ramp up the brightness to make it nice and crisp and white, because again, it had this like off brown kind of color to it. So we made that hyper stand out. We've used it as a bit of a call to action, adding also the logos in, and this works really nicely, I think, as a mobile based ad. Very, very striking, grabs you, it'll be a scroll stopper, and it has nice visual brightness to it, very on brand. Like I said, on brand ads don't always work, so I would also recommend, if you don't want to do a very on brand ad, that's okay, guys, test that and see how it goes. Okay, but if branding is hyper important to your business and you have a very, very vigorous brand guidelines, then do not shy away from doing that. Now that we have finalized them, I have created this to show you the full collection of the different ads that we have upgraded. Okay, so here on the left hand side, the top of funnel, just another pub night. You can see what we've done here, guys. Okay, we've used that original image, the clinking of the steins. Okay, we've left the text, not just another pub night. We've added in some additional text and the branding, okay, using color palettes that are very central to the theme of the ad design, and very respectful of that. Okay, so browns and yellows. Okay, and this is the full design from that original image. If you remember, the original image looked like this, and now this is the final design with the branding. And as we have optimized it and tweaked it in Canva, as I mentioned and showed you, the same theme. These three designs are all in the same theme. Okay, not just another pub night. They have different strap lines, but the underlying theme is the same. Okay, better than your local night, as it says on this ad. Then we have some different designs here. So these are all top of funnel, okay, addressing pain points. Okay, what are the pain points? Getting the lads together, not having just another same old night. These are pain points that we want to try and solve with our event. And this one here, getting the lads together, as you can see here, this is what the final collective for that design looks like, getting the lads together. And then finally, we have the ugly ads, which, like I mentioned, can be chopped down automatically. Meta can actually go and crop these. I've tested it. Meta can go and crop these into the different places without us having to create different versions of the ads. It can do this automatically, which is very, very cool. Now, guys, all of these ads on the left-hand side could be considered as top of funnel ads, okay? These are people to get people interested, okay? Get the people to the landing page, okay? You're solving a pain point, okay? You're not saying why you're the solution. You're saying, hey, here's the pain point that you guys need to be aware of, and here's some things. And then as we bring people down, we need to tell them how we're the solution to that. So within a particular campaign structure, guys, I would add all of these, because again, it's a very low value product that we're selling. It's a £10 ticket. I would add all of these creatives into one campaign. I wouldn't, again, do this if it was a brand new ad account, but depending on the age of the ad account, I would use broad targeting. This is a location specific event, so I would definitely use location within the surrounding area, around 30 kilometers around the surrounding area. And I would group all of these into one campaign. Okay, I would use all of these on the left-hand side for one campaign. Now, the second campaign is the remarketing campaign. And I'm going to go through the different styles of creative here and how they fit into the overall funnel. Okay, so we've got the middle of funnel ads. Okay, this is where you talk about your USPs. Okay, why are you the solution to this? Well, because we've got a 30-piece upper band. Well, because we've got German food and beer. Okay, you're talking about the things that are going to excite people about the event. So you're talking specifics about why you're the solution there. Okay, what makes your event great. That's very middle of the funnel. But what we're going to do is going to group all of these into the remarketing. So anybody who visits the landing page, okay, or hasn't purchased the ticket, we're going to keep showing this group of ads here. Okay, we're going to showcase the different USPs of the business. Okay, and then in a countdown, in the lead up to the event, because what we want to do is we want to increase the spend of our ads in the lead up to the event. Okay. And what we want to do is within our remarketing campaign is have different messaging in the lead up to that event, right? So 3 weeks before, we want to have an ad for anybody, targeting anybody who's visited the landing page to say, tickets selling fast. Okay. This is urgency based messaging that really helps drive those conversions, helps drive that sale, guys, because people think, hey, I could be missing out here. Tickets are going quickly. We need to make sure that we act. That's 3 weeks before the event. Now, we also have some ads 2 weeks before the event. And here is when we can talk about the amount that we have sold so far. Okay. 70% or tickets already sold, 2 weeks remaining. You know, these kind of things drive people to action because there is urgency, there is scarcity, there is a fear of missing out, and people don't want to miss out. So we'd run this set of ads as a remarketing 2 weeks before the event. And then finally, in the 1 week before the event, we have final tickets reminders. Okay, 1 week before the event, we got final tickets selling fast, you know, really starting to push the fact that there's only a few tickets left. You're driving into the scarcity, this urgency, and promoting these ads to drive action. So this is the final step on the 1 week remaining, that we might have an ad design like this, telling people, hey, these are the final tickets available now. And again, we have adapted. This is what they look like originally. Okay, this is what our ChatGPT images look like. And now this is the full funnel build out with added branding, with added design elements that we have edited in Canva to go and finalize these ads. And what we got to do now, okay, now we have these designs, now we have the understanding of the funnel and how these ads look as a collective. Now we want to create the ad reference guide. What we want to do is use our customer persona to draft out, okay, some ad copy variations using a variety of proven copyright frameworks to generate different styles of headline copy and ad copy the Meta can show depending on who's going to resonate best with the user. Okay, so it's good with ad copy and ad headlines to give it a variety of different styles and a variety of selections. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm going to make a whole new video about ad copywriting because it doesn't necessarily matter about giving it a group, a selection. It's different to a flexible ad where you're giving it a selection of creatives. When you give it ad copy variations, ad copy doesn't get read that much and headline copy doesn't get read that much. So it doesn't matter about the learnings, and we can give Meta a selection of ad copy and headline copy and say, hey, doesn't matter which one of these you use, go and find us great results. And we don't want to do that with creative because we want to learn from creative. We want to find out what's working. Okay, it's very different. Like I said, I'm going to make a video going through that specifically. So stay tuned for that, guys. Join the waitlist down below. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe so you don't miss that update coming up soon. So guys, if you have been following the channel for a little while, as you may know, we like to then build up an ad reference guide for the client so that they can see all the different ads and creatives and everything and all the different copy variations that we'll be using. It's very client facing, so they can see exactly what ads we're running and all these of this, where they're being, and you can plan out your ads before you put any ads in the ad manager. So guys, obviously we started off with our customer persona, okay, and here is where we have drafted out the ad reference guide. Each of these is a separate ad. We have the different headline variations and ad copy variations in here to show the client this is what each ad will look like. Each of these are separate ads, one by one, and then the client can see it has access to where the creatives are stored on G Drive. It has the G Drive link and then the landing page link, so everyone's very clear on where and what is happening with these ads. And then we might have a different tab for each campaign. And as you scroll along here, obviously we have all of the different ads. We might want to break this up so you've got top of funnel and bottom of funnel ads in different sheets, but I've got this all in just one campaign. What I've done is I've separated the ads with this additional merge cell, so you can now see when I was saying like all of these ads here will be in one campaign. This is campaign 1 as is organized here, and then campaign 2, the remarketing campaign, is all of these ads. Okay, all of these 4 ads, right? So we've organized the ads. Now we have all our ad copy variations. Okay, to create the ad copy variations, you use your customer persona, ask ChatGPT, hey, based on this customer persona and these ad designs, also import your ad designs, give me a selection of 5 different headline copy variations and 5 different ad copy variations using a variety of proven copywriting frameworks. And what it will do is it will tap into the different copywriting frameworks, okay, and give you a selection of different ad copy that you can use, which will give Meta the maximum leverage to go and find you great results. Okay, so this is the final piece, organizing it before now we go and upload our ads in the ad manager. Okay, using that sales conversion campaign. Okay, this is our final plan. It's what we now deliver to the client and say, hey, look at our ads. And then once they approve them, we go and create our ads in the Meta Ad Manager. It's not a video on how to do that, but it's how to prepare everything in the lead up to that using ChatGPT to create image ads. So hope that was useful to you guys. Comment down below if you got any questions. Guys, if you want to be part of what the Ad Wizard team has coming up next, register your signal of interest in the link down below. Join the waitlist today to join the other advertisers and find out what the Ad Wizard team has coming up next. No pressure at all to join the waitlist for exclusive access to what we have coming up. Thank you to everyone who's signal of interest. Thank you so much to every single one of you. And that's it for today, guys. Hopefully now you have a really good understanding as to how you can create image ads using ChatGPT and finessing it with a tool called Canva in order to create some high converting performing ads that are highly resonant to your customer persona to drive an impact, revenue and growth for the bottom line of your business or the client's business. Hit me a comment down below if you got any questions. Guys, I appreciate all the love and all the support every single time. I appreciate every single one of you for being here. Thank you so much. I'm the Jerry the Ad Wizard. You can catch me on X and Instagram at Jerry Ad Wizard, on LinkedIn at Jerry Griffiths, and at Jerry Dreadlocks everywhere else. If you want to watch a tutorial on how we edit UGC ads using subtitles and all those nice things, okay, I'm going to go through the top tool that we use for that over here, guys. Click this video over here if you want to learn how to edit ad videos. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate all the support. I'm your boy Jerry the Ad Wizard, and wherever you are in the world, I bid you peace, love, and a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.